guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys the hiking. I tried to connect with nature as much as I could and do a lot of walking while I was there, and this is what I really enjoy because the energy of the island is so wonderful. You just feel revitalized and there's so much beauty to see. So we went on this walking path in Agua Dulce. We took the bus and we got off I think one stop too soon, but it was fine because we could, you know, do some video footage and just really look around, and these mountains were pretty epic and the views. So it was super hot, so we did bring enough water, thankfully, but every so often in these little villages you will find a little shop that you can buy, you know, water and little things at, so we weren't too worried. So this path ended up being super dangerous. This was the easy path, and I'm like doing air quotes right now because there's a harder one, and we must have done something wrong because it was a little too risky for me and I wasn't comfortable with it. So we decided to just kind of explore the village instead and just stop the actual hike. So while exploring on the way to the walking path, there was this house filled with cats. This is, you know, like less cats. There were more cats when we first walked by it. There were like 20 cats. So I guess these people feed them, and it was like super cute. It was like the cat house. But yeah, we kind of just explored, tried to follow the trails, but it was not marked the best. We went through one trail and there was like literally goats, and we were like, hi goats. And then we figured out we actually took a wrong turn. So again, I am going to ask people that do it regularly so that they can let us know where we went wrong so we can actually do the proper hike. But anyway, we enjoyed it to the fullest. We still did a ton of walking, and I guess still hiking because, you know, there was just a lot of, you know, hills and up and down and as we were exploring, but it was an actual hiking path. So yeah, and so much beauty, greenery everywhere. You know, this is why they call it the Green Island. It's just green, lush, and just super gorgeous. So we found this little waterfall along our little trail, and it was so beautiful. There's people actually swimming, so there are parts that are a little bit deeper so you can swim. I didn't film the top just because everybody was hanging out at the top of the mountain. I hope they weren't diving in. That's super scary. But I didn't want to film everybody just sitting there in their swimsuits. But yeah, the waterfall goes up really high, and it's just really beautiful to even sit on the bottom and just listen, you know, to the sound of it and just enjoy the nature. So one thing I've never seen before or never paid attention to is, so the rock on the mountain. If you look closely, I'm not sure if I could even get it out with my camera, but little birds live in there. They have like little homes in the rock. When we finally paid attention, we couldn't believe how many birds were in the mountain. It was so neat and they were so beautiful. So yeah, they all just chill in their little houses on the mountain. So that was really cute to see. And yeah, we just kind of, like I said, explored. And there are such cute little houses in this little village. Super cute. And yeah, they have some really epic views. There was one house that was completely full of solar panels at the top of this hill. And it looked so modern and neat looking. So a lot of people, maybe expats, you know, are really building these really amazing houses, like something that I've never seen before, very modern, and really trying to utilize, you know, like the panels so it's very sunny, so I'm sure that they could power up a lot of stuff using those panels. So yeah, it's really great that they're able to do that. We saw a lot of houses with the solar panels. I guess, you know, they can definitely do it because it's sunny enough that they can power them up, you know, quite easily. And yeah, it's just a lot cheaper than, I guess, having to power things up the traditional way. And as far as I know, electricity is not super expensive there in Portugal, but that's a Canadian's perspective because it's so expensive for us that like anything seems pretty cheap to me. But again, that's Canadian life. Like we pay crazy amounts of money for electricity, and we think that's normal. So yeah, definitely if you're a Canadian going there, you're gonna say that it's less money, because our bills are not crazy there for our house in Portugal compared to here in Canada. So I really like the unique little things like this mosaic tile picture. It's right beside the bus stop. That little hut is a bus stop, just because when you get into these smaller towns a little bit away from the city, like we live in the city, we have like normal bus stops. But when you get, you know, further out on the island, that's what the bus stops look like. It's like a little house, I guess, you know, to protect you during rainy season and all that stuff in the winter. You're a little more protected and sheltered in there, and there's more room for people because I guess these buses don't come as often, like they really don't. We have like buses like every 15 minutes in the city, and there it's like every 3 hours. So there's quite a bit of a difference. So I guess they need those big huts in order to stay dry and, you know, safe from the elements. And yeah, so that was one of the cute things I noticed. They have like these cute little plaques every so often explaining, you know, like what the greenery is, or what, you know, where you are, what place you're in, which I really like, because as somebody who's not from the island originally, it's nice to know a little bit more history, because I don't always have my parents with me to tell me, oh, this is that and this is this. So it's nice to have these little plaques with information on it, and that way I can read it myself. So Vila Franca basically is a lot of like a beach town kind of thing. A lot of people go there for the famous beaches, and it's just really beautiful. The homes are beautiful there. But again, it's a little bit of a trek. You would need a car or a really long bus ride to get there from the city. But it is like the views are absolutely gorgeous. Like it's pretty epic. I tried to take pictures, but it doesn't do justice to the beauty, you know, that we found there in Vila Franca. It was really, really nice. So we were starving, and did we not find a pizza place that was owned by a Canadian? Funny enough. So he actually grew up not too far from where I grew up, and he has moved to Portugal now full time, and he has this pizzeria that does very well because we get a lot of tourists in that pocket of the island, and a lot of people are there to go to those beautiful beaches, and it's just a really nice area. So I just found that interesting that, you know, of all the places that we could go to, we go to a pizza place hoping that there's vegan things, and there was, and it's owned by a Canadian. So yeah, the pizza was amazing. It was absolutely delicious, and you know, it was super fresh, and the service was amazing. So I highly recommend popping by there if you're ever in this area. Super delicious. And yeah, that is pretty much our adventure, walking and connecting with nature as much as possible during the time that we are there. Okay guys, so that is it for this week's video. Thanks so much for being here. I'm trying to keep these videos relatively short, but also to show you different pockets of the island and some of the things that I did while I was there at our home in Portugal. So thanks again to the new subscribers. Thank you for the support on the channel, and health, joy, and positive vibes to each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video.